They were once the embodiment of Hollywood's dream. Brad Pitt, the golden boy with Midwestern charm and chiseled cheekbones, and Jennifer Aniston, the girl next door who stole hearts on Friends and became a cultural icon. Together, they lit up red carpets, magazine covers, and the collective imagination of a generation. But theirs was a love story that unfolded under the microscope of fame, where every smile was scrutinized, every silence analyzed, and every heartbreak amplified. Behind the glamour was a human story of two people trying to make love last while navigating immense pressure, clashing desires, and unexpected turns. And while the world watched their marriage fall apart in real time, it was years later, after silence, speculation, and sorrow, that Brad Pitt finally spoke, revealing truths that no one saw coming. This is the story of Brad and Jen, not just of love gained and lost, but of everything that came before, during, and after. From rising star to Hollywood heartthrob. Brad Pitt's journey into the limelight started with small roles, good looks, and a magnetic screen presence. His early relationships mirrored the wild, youthful energy of a rising star. He dated Robin Givens, and later Jill Shullan, his co-star on Cutting Class. But his most talked about early romance was with Juliette Lewis, whom he met on the set of Too Young to Die. At 27, Pitt was already making waves, while Lewis, just 17, sparked controversy as they entered a relationship that both fascinated and unsettled the public. But it was in 1994, on the set of Seven, that Brad met Gwyneth Paltrow, a meeting that changed the tone of his romantic life. He fell hard. "I couldn't even speak," he told Rolling Stone in 1997, remembering how awestruck he was. Gwyneth was slower to realize his feelings, but the two soon became inseparable. In 1996, he proposed during a quiet month together in Argentina, while filming 7 years in Tibet. Gwyneth wore the engagement ring back to the US, and Brad proudly introduced her to his family over dinner at a Red Lobster. He was euphoric. "I can't wait to wear the ring, kiss the bride, the whole shebang," he said. But fate had other plans. They never made it down the aisle. And by the late 90s, Brad's heart was still searching. Meeting Jennifer, when timing and chemistry collide. Jennifer Aniston and Brad Pitt were introduced by their managers in the mid-1990s, two stars orbiting the same glamorous galaxy, but not yet colliding. It wasn't until the end of the decade, after Brad's breakup with Gwyneth and Jennifer's split from actor Tate Donovan, that sparks began to fly. Their first date, Aniston recalled, was a really easy evening. It was really fun. For a few months, they kept their budding relationship quiet until the 1999 Emmy Awards, where they stepped into the public eye as a couple. Fans were enchanted, and soon a new Hollywood power duo was born. Then came the moment that defined their fairy tale, a surprise engagement announcement at a Sting concert at New York's Beacon Theater. Jennifer revealed a stunning diamond and platinum ring, designed by Italian jeweler Silvia Damiani, a piece that Brad reportedly spent 7 months perfecting. Their July 2000 wedding in Malibu was a grand affair. Surrounded by 200 guests, Brad and Jen exchanged vows with humor and heart. Aniston promised to make him his favorite banana milkshake, while Pitt lightheartedly vowed to adjust the thermostat, a testament to the ordinary sweetness behind their extraordinary lives. There were fireworks, laughter, and tears of joy. It was a moment that felt like a promise not just to each other, but to the millions who believed in them. Golden years and a shared dream. In the early 2000s, Brad and Jen appeared unstoppable. They were stylish, magnetic, and utterly beloved. Pitt made a fan-favorite guest appearance on Friends as Will Colber, the man who once hated Rachel Green. Mr. Pitt was wonderful, Aniston joked afterward. They launched Plan B Entertainment together with producer Brad Gray. It quickly became a major player in Hollywood, setting the couple up as more than just glamorous faces. They were now business partners, powerhouses in their own right. But like all fairy tales, this one had shadows. As media speculation swirled about baby plans, Aniston shared her hopes. "I always thought 2 or 3 children would be perfect," she said. Pitt, she added, wanted 7. He loves the idea of a huge family. Still, Jen remained focused on her career, and Brad's ambition seemed to pull him in a different direction. In 2003, she told The Guardian, "It's time. It's time. You can work with a baby, you can be pregnant, you can do it all." Yet the couple appeared caught between yearning for domestic life and the pressures of global stardom. When W Magazine asked if Brad was the love of her life, her answer was telling. "I don't know, but he's certainly a big love in my life." Even then, something in her tone suggested distance, a quiet reckoning beneath the polished surface. The split that shook a generation. In January 2005, after a New Year's trip to Anguilla with Courtney Cox and David Arquette, Brad and Jen made a devastating announcement. They were separating. The statement tried to dispel any scandal, but rumors were already circulating about Pitt's on-set chemistry with Angelina Jolie during the filming of Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Within months, Brad was seen vacationing with Jolie and her son, Maddox. Though both denied any affair during filming, it later emerged that they had, in fact, fallen in love while Pitt was still married to Aniston. It was a betrayal that many fans never forgave. In April 2005, Aniston filed for divorce. The world grieved the end of an era. Brangelina rises and falls. As Brad and Angelina's relationship blossomed, they became the world's most talked about couple. They adopted children, had biological kids, and became symbols of global philanthropy and modern family. In 2014, they married at Chateau Miraval in France. It felt like closure, a new beginning. But in 2016, the dream collapsed. Jolie filed for divorce, citing irreconcilable differences. A bitter custody battle followed, and shocking details emerged, including allegations of abuse during a flight from France. Jolie accused Pitt of violent behavior, an accusation Pitt strongly denied, but which further tainted public perception. Legal drama over their estate, alcohol struggles, and their children's distancing from Pitt. Zahara dropping his surname, Pax publicly denouncing him, only deepened the pain. Aniston moves forward and whispers return. Meanwhile, Jen moved on. She married actor Justin Theroux in 2015, though they too divorced in 2018. Yet she remained steady and gracious, channeling her strength into therapy, friendships, and self-growth. When Brad showed up at her 50th birthday party, fans were hopeful. Their backstage reunion at the 2020 Screen Actors Guild Awards, a hand grasped, eyes locked, went viral. Later that year, they reunited for a playful virtual table read, reigniting nostalgia and speculation. But Brad, now linked to jewelry designer Inés de Ramón, downplayed the rumors. "Oh my God," he laughed when asked. Still, he praised Jennifer as a good friend and someone he deeply respects. Epilogue: a connection that endures. Theirs is a story of what was and what might have been, of lives that intertwined deeply, unraveled publicly, and never truly disconnected. In Brad's words, "We have a lot of life together that isn't wiped away in any way." That perhaps is the most honest love story of all. Not perfect, but real. For more Hollywood love stories, subscribe to Past Famous.